Welcome to SJS Arts. So today I'm gonna talk about world cinema. So I promised you guys this huge type of video on world cinema, but I decided that I'm gonna divide that video into multiple videos because I think if I crammed all these ideas into one video, the video wouldn't be cohesive and the video would be too long, so I thought that it would be better to make a few different videos about the topic. Maybe 3 or 4 or 5, we'll see. And I'm gonna highlight your comments in these videos a lot because you left me lots of great comments and you made lots of great points that I wanna highlight and then add my thoughts into those comments. But in today's video I'm gonna highlight comment from the Dutch film buff who I've known in YouTube for quite a long time. It's been, I think, a few years now. And he left a great comment where he made 2 different points. One is about this kind of misconception that some people have about world cinema. And the other thing is a kind of important fact about world cinema and watching world cinema that maybe not all people realize, especially if you are from the UK or the US. You might not realize this fact, even though it's kind of obvious thing, but I think people might not realize it. Yeah. But we are gonna go into this first point now. Again, I'm not gonna talk about these points like together now, but I'm gonna go point by point. So first point is about this misconception. So the Dutch film buff says that you could address the fact that many American viewers classify all these different kind of movies from all over the world as foreign cinema, like it is some kind of genre. That was something that really struck me when I was watching this video of this specific young lady. So I think this is a very good point. I also saw some other people mention this in YouTube, some other comments from like other videos and stuff. So yeah, it seems that people often think of world cinema as this kind of one very specific thing, even though that's not what it is. World cinema is not a one single entity. It's countless different types of entities. Yeah. So again, American cinema, in America, they make films that fall into many different types of genres, whether we are talking about comedies, thrillers, action movies, again more artsy type of dramas, experimental cinema, biopics, whatever. But they also do that same thing in other countries. Again, this is a very obvious point that I don't really get. I cannot really kind of relate to that mindset in any way that some would think that, again, foreign cinema is just this one small basket of one thing. Yeah, when it's multiple things, just like American cinema is. Yeah. Yeah, I think again this type of ignorance kind of shows some level of racism and xenophobia, which will be talked about more in depth in other videos, because again this kind of implies that you think of that everything that isn't made in America as one thing. Again, you kind of lump all these different cultures and approaches together and you think that it's just all the same. And again, you aren't interested in all the other countries, and that kind of implies that those other cultures are somehow inferior to the American culture, that they aren't worth exploring. Again, it's that kind of America first, America is the greatest country in the history of the world type of attitude that is very, very, very toxic. But again, we will talk about that more in other videos. And again, it often feels like that these people think that all films that are made outside of America or the Anglosphere are like some hardcore art house cinema that most people wouldn't like, and this couldn't be further from the truth. But again, it feels like these people think that everything is like Bellatar's Satan Tango or Jacques Rivet's Out One. That everything is kind of long, slow, nothing happens. The topics are always about like farmers or communism or something that people find boring. Yeah. But again, just watch like Hong Kong action movies, or watch Japanese action movies, or French comedies, or whatever, and these aren't, again, always art house. Again, you can see all these different types of genres in all of these other countries too, like you see in America. And again, not all of them are made in a style of art house, but they are also made in a style of more of this kind of more kind of corporate studio type of style, less art house type of style. Again, you have plenty of turn your brain off action movies and comedies from Europe, from Asia, from Latin America, and probably even Africa. Yeah. So it's incredibly ignorant and stupid to kind of think of foreign cinema as just the one very specific thing that you can lump into one basket. Again, no, again, every single country has its own culture, and again, every filmmaking industry basically makes all types of films, unless there's some like very strict like state control or something that forces them to just make like a one specific genre or that type of thing. Yeah. But yeah. So again, if you are afraid of all world cinema being some hardcore art house that you aren't gonna like, again, you can forget that conception because it's wrong. If you happen to like only like action movies and comedies, you can still enjoy world cinema because you get lots of great comedies and action films. Again, like watch many of those kind of, again, for example, Japanese samurai films, or like those shoot 'em up John Woo films from Hong Kong, or these type of things, and these are as entertaining as any American action films. So yeah. But I think that's enough about that topic. But I think again I'm gonna go back to the racism and xenophobia thing and these kind of harmful attitudes that people have in other videos when I'm gonna talk about like empathy and understanding and the importance of kind of exploring other cultures and things like that. Yeah. And again, xenophobia, again, Neil's movie channel also mentioned that in his comment, so I'm gonna highlight his comment in another video. So yeah. But let's go into Ramon's second point, which is really important too, and this point is something that I think maybe not all people realize, even though it's to me and Ramon like a very obvious point, but maybe Americans won't understand this or don't think about this. And this is a bit of a longer comment, but I'll read it all the way through once and then I'll talk about it. So, and another thing regarding reading subtitles as a negative for not diving into world cinema, your Finnish film industry is very small. The same goes for the movie industry in my country, the Netherlands. To us Europeans, everything we watched is/was foreign cinema, including the Hollywood blockbusters. We have been reading subtitles since we were little kids, so I can never relate to people who claim they don't like foreign cinema. Yeah. So I've been reading subtitles since I learned to read, kind of like Ramon said here, so he's right. We don't dub films in Finland aside from like children's films, so like Disney Pixar films and things like that get dubbed, but we don't dub adult films, so we kind of learn to watch films with subtitles since we can start watching adult type of films. And with adult films I don't mean porn, but I mean just like live action films that are made for older audiences. Yeah. Stupid joke, I guess, but yeah. So I think I started again watching films with subtitles like probably a couple months after I learned to read. I learned to read very fast, and I think I kind of got a really decent reading pace really quickly. It wasn't hard for me to learn to read, so I mean, I don't think it's hard for other people either, but I'm just saying. So I kind of started watching movies with subtitles pretty much immediately after I learned to read, because I was interested in movies even at that age. And I never found the reading subtitles anything weird or anything. I just kind of took it for granted because it was just something that people did. There's nothing weird or exotic or hard about it. It's just what it is. And again, I got also one comment from Solitary Ronin Films. I'm not gonna go into his whole comment here. I'm gonna highlight it in another video. But he also kind of started his comment by saying that he never had trouble reading subtitles, and he's obviously from an English-speaking country. He's from Scotland, so it is possible to be from an English-speaking country and not mind subtitles too. So yeah, so that's a good thing. Yeah. And again, Ramon said that that even Hollywood blockbusters are foreign to us, which is true obviously. But I'm gonna talk a bit about that because I feel like often that even though they are foreign movies to us, that they don't kind of feel like foreign movies to even someone who is Finnish like me, because we are so kind of used to all types of American culture and American products because of, again, globalization, cultural globalization. So we get so much American stuff here, even more so in the last few decades due to internet, and now in the last, I don't know, less than 20 years due to social media and stuff. So everything is so Americanized here. So when I'm watching American movies, I can kind of put myself into an American mindset in a way, because I know so much American kind of cultural products and stuff like that due to cultural globalization. Yeah, and I think probably many people can agree with this if you get what I mean. So yeah, and again, American cinema very much dominates the cinema landscape here. That again, most people go watch the Marvel movies just like they do in America and other films. Again, I think Oppenheimer and Barbie were really big here now too, and yeah. Although we Finnish people usually like to also support our own cinema, and there isn't much funding for Finnish cinema, again because we are a country of 5.6 million people, and the state usually has to kind of give some funding to many of these movies to get made, because there just isn't as much money put into something like this in a small country, even though we are a highly developed country. Yeah. So yeah, good points by Ramon. Let me know, you viewers, what you think of these 2 points about like foreign cinema being like a genre and things like that. Yeah, and go check out the Dutch Film Buff. He has a good channel on YouTube, and he talks about his huge film collection. He has VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and Ramon is one of those cinephiles who kind of watches both art house cinema from all over the world, but he also watches like more genre movies, and I think he kind of specializes in, for example, martial arts cinema. He really likes those types of films too, and he likes kind of all types of cinema. So no matter what your taste is, you should probably find something interesting in his film collection, because it's so diverse and vast in terms of genre and countries, and also the years when those films came out. Again, he doesn't discriminate based on the year a film came out and stuff. Yeah, and again, he's quite a bit older than me, so he has like decade after decade of kind of film watching under his belt. So he has seen so many films. Again, I think on his letterboxd he has seen like over 10,000 films. I've seen a bit over 3,000. So again, he has seen way more than me, and hopefully I'll get to those numbers someday, but we'll see about that if I ever get old. Yeah, but anyway, thanks for watching. Don't drink all the Coke. Let me know your thoughts, and please don't be ignorant. Please watch some world cinema and broaden your horizons. Ciao.